Challenges in improving agricultural products. Introduction. We know that population of our country increases every year. Increasing food production in proportion to compensate the need of increasing population is a big challenge for our country. Our farmers are constantly trying to meet the challenge against all odds. In this chapter, we shall discuss what methods are used to increase the production of the crop we grow for food. The production of the crop does not increase because of any one factor alone. Only when there is a proper combination of several factors, the production can increase. Some of these factors include the kind of seeds planted, the properties of the soil, the availability and proper application of irrigation and fertilizers, the weather, controlling insect attacks, the growth of weeds, and so on. How to increase the food production? We know that the cultivated land is very limited, so we need to think of another solution. Observing the following solutions: increasing the area of cultivated land, increasing production in the existing land, developing high yielding varieties, alternating crops, mixed crops, cultivating short term crops like rabi. To get high yield, three types of methods are being used: improving high yielding varieties, using high yield management methods, crop protection management. Improving high yield varieties. When we observe the size and color of maize, some seeds are small with yellow color and some are large with white color. The white colored large ones are hybrid variety. They give high yielding. What does a plant do with water? The plant combines water and carbon dioxide with the help of sunlight to produce carbohydrates. But the plant does not use all the water it absorbs through its roots to produce carbohydrates. Actually, most of this water evaporates into the air. Activity. Take a polythene bag. Cover the bag on leaf and tie it. Keep it 4 to 5 hours. Now observe it. You will be able to see how much water a plant releases in the air. It is estimated that a plant uses only 0.1% of water it absorbs to form carbohydrate. The relationship between water and crop yields. Plants cannot absorb nutrients directly from soil. Only the nutrients that dissolve in water is absorbed by the roots of the plant. Paddy requires more quantity of water. Most of the farmers of our state cultivate crops like paddy, sugarcane, irrespective of proper availability of water, only because of supporting price and marketing facility. So, farmers invest more on irrigation of water, electricity bills, pesticides and fertilizers. Agriculture officers advise to cultivate dry land crops. Drip irrigation is a good practice in agriculture to prevent water wastage. Plant nutrients. Plants also absorb different kinds of mineral salts from the soil in addition to water. Among these are the salts that plants require in larger quantities. For example, plants need nitrogen, phosphorus, and potassium salts in large quantities. These are called macronutrients. Some nutrients are necessary for plants in small quantities. These are called micronutrients. Example: iron, manganese, bronze, zinc, copper, molybdenum, chlorine, etc. Soil nutrients. In nature, The continuous process of death and decay add nutrients to the soil, and the process is too slow to be commercially useful. Rotating crops, adding organic manure or chemical fertilizers, etc. are man-made processes. Crop rotation. Usually, farmers do not grow only one crop in a field. Different crops are grown in different seasons. When cereals are cultivated, more nutrients are utilized. If legumes are grown in the soil, less nutrients are utilized. Not only this, they synthesize some nutrients into the soil. Cultivating mixed crops. If more than one crop is cultivated in the same field, then it is called mixed crop. Because of mixed crop cultivation, the soil becomes fertile. The nutrients which are used by one crop will be regained by cultivating another crop. Generally, pulses and cereals are grown as mixed crops. Organic manure. The organic manure is produced by decaying the plant and animal wastes. This gives good nutrients to the soil. It makes the soil fertile. Because of humus, the natural manure, water holding capacity of the soil increases. Natural organic manures are generally divided into two types. One is concentrated organic manures and the other is macro-organic manure. Groundnut, gindili, castro, coconut, neem, jatropha seed powders are the examples of concentrated organic manures. Animal excreta, compost, deep litter are the examples of macro-organic manure. Green manure crops. Some crops are grown so that they can be plowed back into the soil. Some examples are berseem, kulthi, sun hemp, lobia, green gram, etc. Soil testing. Nowadays, agricultural officers and the soil testing technologists are available in every area. They observe the field and suggest what to do. At Soil Testing Center, the soil technologist collects soil samples from fields and tests the fertility levels of soil. They give us knowledge about the soil. This helps the farmers to select the type of crop, manure, fertilizer, etc. and its quantity. Organic farming. By using chemical fertilizers, we can get high yielding for only 20 to 30 years. After that, soil becomes reluctant to plant growth. These chemicals damage soil fertility. Long-term high yielding capacity of soil depends on both availability of nutrients in the soil and suitable physical, chemical and biological characters of soil. To maintain soil productivity, organic farming comes into existence. In organic farming, farmers use biofertilizers instead of using chemical fertilizers and synthetic pyrethroids to get higher yielding. Biofertilizers are useful to maintain soil healthy and productivity. They synthesize nutrients from environment and soil. These are also called farmer-friendly fertilizers. Chemical fertilizers. There is one other way in which soil can receive nutrients by adding chemical fertilizers. Urea, NPK and superphosphate, etc. are chemical nutrients. These are partially or completely synthetic in origin. Crop protection. Suppose we take best variety of seeds, sow them at the correct time, apply fertilizers properly at proper intervals, and irrigate a crop well. There are many other factors that affect a crop production. Weeds. Often, other plants grow in a field along with the crop. These plants are called weeds. Insects and plant diseases. Apart from weeds, plants are affected by insect attacks. Some insects eat the stem of plants, some nibble at the leaves, while others destroy the roots. But there are also insects that are useful for plants. For example, many insects help in the pollination of plants. The diseases caused by insects affects crop production. Nowadays, farmers use insecticides. Insecticides are actually chemicals. They are used to kill insects. There is another problem when we use insecticides to kill pests or to destroy weeds. A large percentage of these chemicals remain in the soil. Natural pest controlling methods. There are so many natural pest controlling techniques. Some insects control the harmful insects and they are called friendly insects. Spiders, dragonfly, etc. Some mixed crops also control some pests and diseases. After paddy, cultivating black gram, groundnut, etc. prevents stung virus disease on paddy. Conclusion. Improvement in food production and sustaining soil health, environmental protection are the both sides of agricultural practice. Farmers should be aware of quality, innovative practices in agriculture.
మా వీడియో గనుక మీకు నచ్చినట్లయితే లైక్ చేయండి, షేర్ చేయండి. ఇలాంటి మరిన్ని వీడియోస్ కోసం మా ఛానల్ని సబ్స్క్రైబ్ చేసుకోవడం మాత్రం మర్చిపోకండి. థ్యాంక్ యూ ఫర్ వాచింగ్.